The 1980 Convention on Prohibitions or Restrictions on the Use of Certain Conventional Weapons, which may be deemed to be excessively injurious or to have indiscriminate effects, also known as the Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons, or CCW, is a key instrument of international humanitarian law. It consists of a framework convention and 5 annexed protocols, which contain substantive prohibitions and restrictions on certain types of weapons. Reflecting basic humanitarian principles, the CCW seeks to prohibit or regulate weapons that cause unnecessary suffering or superfluous injury, or which have indiscriminate effects on civilians and combatants, the use of which is incompatible with international humanitarian law. The CCW is based on the international humanitarian law principle that there must be limits on the means and methods of warfare. A set of rules established by state practice, jurisprudence and treaty law, international humanitarian law aims to mitigate the impact of armed conflicts by safeguarding individuals not involved in hostilities, such as civilians, as well as those who are no longer participating in hostilities, such as disabled or injured combatants, and by limiting the means and methods of warfare. As a framework convention, the CCW contains general provisions for its operation and provides a structure for addressing new and emerging weapons technologies, while its protocols address and regulate specific types of weapons and their effects, including weapons designed to injure by non-detectable fragments, mines, booby traps and other devices, incendiary weapons, blinding laser weapons and explosive remnants of war. A central objective of the CCW is to continue the codification and progressive development of the rules of international law applicable in armed conflict. This means that the CCW enables high contracting parties to negotiate additional protocols to the CCW, which may include new prohibitions or restrictions on weapons that fall under its scope, or amendments to existing ones in response to changes in warfare and weapons development. This characteristic of the CCW makes it a flexible instrument that is central to strengthening international humanitarian law and the adherence to specific commitments in this area. The implementation of the CCW and its protocols is supported by a multilateral Geneva-based machinery composed of several intergovernmental fora that meet regularly to consider and review the status and operation of the instruments, as well as to consider the development of further norms. This machinery consists of review conferences held every 5 years, annual meetings of the high contracting parties to the CCW, amended Protocol 2 and Protocol 5, and annual expert meetings under these 2 protocols. The CCW Implementation Support Unit provides substantive and logistical support to the CCW bodies, facilitates communication among states and international organizations, and contributes to the universalisation of the instruments among other mandated functions. The CCW and its protocols play a central role in protecting civilians, promoting international rules, facilitating discussions on appropriate regulations of new weapons technologies, and encouraging international cooperation and assistance among the high contracting parties. As such, these instruments are key elements of international disarmament efforts.